Here comes your 90-day fiance, your 90-day fiance recap. With Allie and Melissa.
Hello, and welcome to Webcrawler's Bimbo News 90-Day Fiancé Recap. I'm Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
This is a podcast where we'll discuss the latest episodes in the 90-Day universe. We have a Patreon. Our true crime episodes, which we are famous for, are now only available at patreon.com/webcrawlers for $5 a month. This week, we are going to have a episode on the famous McCamey Manor. And it's a quote-unquote haunted house, allegedly the scariest haunted house in the world. But is it a haunted house at all?
Is it a haunted house or is it a fetish house?
A fetish house, a torture chamber, a legalized torture chamber. So stay tuned. It's been there's a new Hulu documentary about it, but it doesn't really go into the specifics.
There's some better YouTube videos that
there's a lot of good
get
YouTubes.
into.
Yeah, and there's some good Reddit threads about it too. So if you want to hear about that, if you want a spooky Halloween episode, join our Patreon. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and call into our hotline and leave a voicemail if you'd like to be on our mailbag episodes. Or if you've been to McCamey Manor or what is it?
Or,
17th Door or Blackout, or there's so many of these weird ass things. If you've been to one of them, please call in. We'd love to have you as a guest or hear your story. Leave a message about one of those things, anything else. Tell us a secret. A story or whatever you would like. The number is
626-63 for 2069. Nice.
Now, let's get into the 90-Day universe. A few updates from previous seasons, which you guys haven't seen since you don't watch the show.
Exactly.
Jibri and Miona, they were from... Jibri? He was from season 9, 90-Day Fiancé. He was dating a woman named Miona. They were from Rapid City, South Dakota. Miona was from Serbia. He was in a band called the Black Serbs. He was a maniac. They were just like an Instagram couple.
Yeah.
They made no sense. They got married in like Joshua Tree in an Instagram ceremony. They did not even get along. I guess they split up. And now
they did.
Yeah. It says he underwent a shocking transformation in Thailand amid rumors of a split from his wife, Miona. He shaved his head and eyebrows as a symbol of renunciation of his worldly ego and fashion, distancing himself from his previous extravagant lifestyle. He maintains that he and Miona are still together, though their social media accounts suggest a breakup.
Yeah, she's not on his Instagram anywhere.
And he's in Thailand now, I guess, like becoming a monk.
Cool.
It's
just a video of him like with a bunch of pigeons walking around him.
Yeah, there's a post.
He shaved his head.
Yeah, there's a post that says, one of my mentors, Mary Jo, a trauma therapist in Chicago, also his mom was a therapist, was working with me to stop the violence and teaching me how to heal trauma. She introduced me to the Hawaiian word ho'opo'ono, which roughly translates to make things right or make things move back to balance. And he says how to do this with some sort of breath work. And I guess that's why he moved to Thailand, to move himself back into balance. So best of luck to you.
Good luck to all maniac.
That. Yeah. And then Cleo and Christian from last season broke up, thank God.
Thank God. I mean, they're just not... There's no way that could ever work.
No, she deserves better. Did we ever infiltrate the Steiners?
Oh, no. We never... Or no, we did. We got on the Discord and it was just a bunch of people...
Not interesting.
Yeah, it was not talking about stuff that like was boring, and I
They're
didn't know
just
what
like
their like
gamers.
inside joke. Yeah, gamers. It was not interesting
Yeah.
at all.
So watch out, ladies. Christian is on the prowl.
You're gonna get steined.
Yeah, you're about to get steined up. Well, let's get into this week. 90 Day Fiance, Season 10, Episode 3, To Witness the Beginning.
Do
you want to get into Gino and
Jasmine? Okay, so Jasmine is horny as hell.
As usual.
And she brought a nurse's outfit with her.
She tries so hard. It makes me so bummed out.
She really tries. She tries a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you can't fault her for not trying.
They have to jump through so many hoops.
So it turns out the surgery was to get her hymen restored.
Which is insane. So she re-virginized herself because she thought that it would turn Gino on. Which is disgusting.
Yeah. And apparently it was like too small, so they couldn't have sex, or like it hurt or something, or it was like not comfortable.
I think, see, this goes to my theory that Gino is a porn addict, because all she does in sex with him is like porn categories.
Yes.
Like virgin, slutty nurse, golden showers, sex toys.
Yeah.
Like they are incapable of just having, I don't want to say normal because that's the wrong word, but just they can't just have
basic ass sex.
They can't have vanilla sex.
Yeah.
It always has to be some sort of gimmick or thing.
Yeah.
And or else Gino can't get it up. And
cool.
it makes me sad. Like she really and it's affecting her self-esteem. That's what makes me sad about it, is that they're not both into it. It's affecting her self-esteem, obviously. Because she says that and keeps getting all these expensive surgeries.
And Gino is wearing a doctor's outfit and he seems really into it.
Yeah, but the way he talks is like, he talks like the 40-year-old virgin. Like when she was in her outfit, she's like, ooh, look at those big boobies. And I was like, are you?
Yeah, it was weird.
It's like someone bigged him. It's like he saw that Zoltan machine and got bigged and is seeing a woman for the first time.
He had a wish to be big.
Yeah. Is it ooh, boobies?
And then she brings these sex toys.
Yeah, because his penis doesn't fit, so she needs to break her hymen with sex toys.
Is that what they're for? They're like
they're not
sizes.
for that, but that's what she's using them for, to try to widen her vagina and so that his penis can fit into it.
I hate it.
Which means there's going to be blood too, which is gross.
No. What's the point of that?
To turn him on, because it's like she's a virgin again, like she's a born again virgin, literally.
But like then he can't complain about her getting butt implants, you know?
Well, she's going above and beyond to try to turn him on. That's what's so gross about it.
Ugh, it's just weird.
It's not for him. It's not for her. It's for him.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's for him. And then he told Jasmine that he quit his job, and she was like, she's pissed.
Well, that was kind of interesting, because before I always was like, okay, she really loves him. And this was the first time she was kind of like, well, we've talked about how I want to bring my kids here and like my sister. And I didn't realize she was trying to bring her entire family to America. And
I didn't know that either.
Him as a sponsor. So that was kind of interesting.
And apparently you need to have a job if you're going to be a sponsor, which of course makes sense. Yeah,
because you need to be able to say that you can pay for all of these people if they can't support themselves.
Yeah. And then, so they go get a couples massage, and then Gino finally acknowledges his hat.
Yeah.
And he explains that it covers his bald head. Yeah. And he's like, just to get it out of the way, I know I wear hats all the time. I don't wear it to sleep, but it just covers my bald head.
Yeah, he doesn't wear it sleep or sex, because the masseuse tries to take off the hat, and he's like, no, you cannot. The hat stays on for the couples massage.
What a weirdo.
Also, this couples massage, no shade, but it's not like a nice... It's like the Thai massage parlor that I go to once a week that gives me like $30 hour-long massages. Like that's where he took...
It's It's a budget couples massage.
Yeah.
In a tiny room that was probably meant for one massage bed. They just kind of squeeze another one in.
Yeah, they spruced it up for them.
Yeah. And then, because she's laying on her stomach.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously her butt looks bigger.
Yeah.
So she tells him, like...
Well, no, that's not what happens. They start massaging her butt. And she freaks out.
Oh, right.
She's like, oh, shit, ow, don't massage my butt. And he's like, why are you in pain every time someone touches your butt? Because when they when they had sex yesterday, he slapped her butt too. And she was like, you be a gentleman. Do not touch my butt. And he's finally putting together, like, why are you in pain anytime someone touches your butt?
And she's like, well, I got implants. Yeah. And he's like, how much did that cost? And like he guesses like what, like $2,000? And she's like and he's like, what, 5,000? She's like, and he's like, how much? And she's like, 10,000. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, where did you get this money? And she's like, when you gave me money for the dress, and like I had savings, which is not true.
Yes, savings.
And he's pissed as fuck. He's like, we don't have this money to be spending on this shit. Like, he quit his job. She's like, I wouldn't have done it if I knew he quit his job.
And also, like, eventually they have to ask the masseuses to leave because it's so awkward. They're in there the whole time they're having this argument. And then he's like, can you guys give us a moment?
And then it's revealed that $2,000 of that $10,000 she got from her ex-boyfriend, Dane.
They're still fucking.
Why would he give her $2,000 if they're not still fucking?
You don't give a woman money for like plastic surgery unless you get to have access or see that plastic surgery.
Like, that's fucked up. Gino is going to lose his mind.
Yeah, I mean, now that he's seen the episode, I wonder what's going on. I actually haven't checked their Instagram. Like, I wonder if she's wiped from the Instagram or if this is just another thing that they're going to get through. But like, if it was a nose job or something, I'd be like, okay, that's not really sexual. Maybe she just borrowed money. But boob job or butt job from an ex, it's like, okay, he's going to have access to the boobs or the butt. That makes no sense.
Like, that's crazy. She is crazy.
Yeah. And if you don't remember, they spent Valentine's together, she and her ex. This is not adding up.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, it's so weird. Anyways, then we have Nikki and Igor, aka Justin, because we don't like the name Igor, I guess. Nikki flies to Moldova. And she is wearing the least comfortable flying outfit I've ever seen. She's in like pleather pants and a leather jacket, and I am just like, I can't think of anything less comfortable to fly in than like. And
that flight is probably so long. It's got to be at least like 24 hours.
Yeah, and like, sure there's leather jeggings,
layovers, and
the whole time I was like, she's probably like squeaking and sweaty. We find out that she gives him an allowance and pays for everything. She pays for all the vacations they go on and his cosmetic procedures.
Right, which I'm assuming is obviously like Botox and fillers. But like, did he get something else? Did he get like a nose job maybe or something?
Also, maybe his like workouts or something. Maybe that's in, or hair. Maybe that's included in all of that.
Yeah, she pays for everything.
Yeah. And her friend is like, Nikki's been a sugar baby in the past, and now she's like a sugar mama to this guy, which makes you think, like, is that one of the reasons why they're together? I don't know. It's weird.
It always is. To answer your question, always money.
Yeah. One thing I thought was hysterical is so he picks her up and he's, excited to see her.
Brings
her
flowers.
Roses. Yeah, and they're wrapped in the color of the trans flag, which I think was unintentional.
That's not. Oh, it was unintentional?
I don't know. He doesn't say if it was intentional, because she says, oh, those are the colors of the trans flag because they were pink and blue.
Right.
And he's like, oh. So I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But either way, it was cute. And then she also says, "Oh, I can finally suck your tongue," which is what Jasmine had said to Gino too.
Yes.
And I'm like, is that a thing that I don't know about? Like, should I be sucking my boyfriend's tongue?
No
Do
one
you
should
suck
be.
Martin's tongue?
No, absolutely not.
Like, are we kissing wrong?
I don't think so.
Gen Z, call in. Do you guys suck tongue? Is that like a thing now?
Tongue suckers?
Hey,
Or
TikTokers,
what's happening?
do you guys suck tongue? Let us know.
No, never in my life.
No, I don't even know what that is. Like, that doesn't sound fun. I don't like it. Oh yeah, so they're driving to go get food or something. And she's like, "Are there malls in Moldova?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they pass a mall, and it's literally called Mall Space Dova.
It's a perfect name.
Yeah, Moldova. And I was like, Moldova, you've done it again.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. But I guess there's only 2 malls in all of Moldova.
Only 2 malls. Okay.
I don't know how big Moldova is, but that doesn't seem like a lot of malls.
I have no idea how big Moldova is.
I don't even like what there's one mall called Moldova, and then I wonder what the other one is called.
Moldova too.
Yeah, Moldova.
Let's see.
Moldova
population.
still shopping.
2.6 million people.
That's not small.
No.
So it should have more than 2 malls, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not enough malls. Imagine if all of California, there was only 2 malls.
What would we do?
I don't know. Suck tongue, I guess.
Suck tongues.
And they go out to lunch, and he's worried because of how she's dressed, and he's like, women in Moldova like to look good if there is an occasion, but Nikki is always dressed like she's going to some sort of like event, and that's not normal. And like with heavy makeup and, dressed to the nines and pleather pants. And he's worried people will think that she's a porn actress.
Yes.
He
said, "You look like porn actress."
Yeah. And then he says trans porn actress, which offends her.
Oh, he said trans porn actress?
Well, because she says, well, that's better than thinking I'm trans. And then he goes trans porn actress.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's not into her glitz and glam. He wants her to tone it down. But I think that makes her feel comfortable. Maybe. Like all the makeup.
Mean? Oh, like yes.
The makeup makes her feel
good.
More like feminine or something.
I think she likes that. And then he's like, maybe we should just go out at night. And she's like, why? Like, are you trying to hide me? And he's like, well, I think less people will stare at you at night. So I don't know. Their relationship just seems, it still has some work to do, it seems.
Yes.
So we will see. I hate this next couple.
I don't like them either.
I think they suck. I think he's weird.
He's very weird. We find out this episode that he's done a lot of weird shit.
Yeah. Do you want to get into Ashley and Manuel?
So they had sex.
Ashley, to remind you guys, Ashley is the witch.
The witch.
And Manuel is the guy who she met in Ecuador who finally makes it to, where is she? New York. Yeah.
And she says that Manuel's freak number is off the charts.
I don't need to know. I
So
don't
that's
need to know.
TMI.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
He has like bad energy. For a woman who like is a witch, like she should pick up like through the screen. I'm like, something ain't right with this guy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah.
They have to go grocery shopping because there's no food in her house, and she's like, he'll eat red onions and sardines every day.
I have to say something. I've actually said this before, I think, on the podcast, but it was about sardines in the past. But I have a new confession. So I tried to eat anchovies the other day.
Oh,
not
plain?
into it on toast. Not for me. I'm trying to be one of those like hot tinned fish girls. not my story, I've decided.
Yeah, I've always wanted, every time I try it, I'm like, I'm just not into this.
It's not my journey.
Too fishy.
I have 2 cans of anchovies. If someone,
yeah, I'm not into it either. It's a little too fishy.
I won't say the brand because I don't want to seem like I'm negging the brand. I'm sure they're amazing for people who like anchovies. But
Star-kissed.
Yeah, I have two Star-kissed anchovies.
So yeah, they go grocery shopping. It's like Disneyland for him. He's like, what are these carrots? And he's pointing to baby carrots.
Well, because
he's like, you cut the carrots?
Well, that's actually one thing I learned too late in life is that baby carrots are just regular carrots that are chopped small.
Yeah.
I didn't know that forever. I thought baby carrots were like carrots that are grown small. Like baby.
No, they chop them, right?
Yeah, I know that now. I didn't know. I honestly thought that they were carrots that they grew small.
Oh, like cherry tomatoes?
Yeah. That's what exactly. I thought I thought they were like cherry carrots. Cherry tomato carrots.
Cherry carrots. Yeah, they're chopped.
His reasoning makes sense though. He's like, we don't have that in Ecuador. Like,
yeah, why would they?
Yeah.
They just have like regular produce. Why would they need baby? Yeah, we're all lazy. And he's never seen vegan meat before.
That's interesting.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't understand it. She's like, this is sausage, but it's not real. He's like, I don't, what? Why?
Yeah. I guess in other countries, or, I mean, I don't know if this is true. I watched that, God, what was that documentary I watched on Netflix about blue zones where people live longer, and vegetarianism was one of the things about living longer. And
sure.
And most of the small towns that were vegetarian, their staples were just like beans.
Oh yeah.
It's not like they were eating
fake meat.
If anything, actually, I've heard bad things about fake meat.
Yeah, there's that
like lab grown meat.
Right, like Impossible Burger or whatever. Yeah. Like it's not necessarily like the calories and the fat and everything. It's not necessarily better for you than regular meat. Better for the environment. Yes.
But like nutritionally, it's not like whole foods. Like it's not.
Yeah, they haven't figured that out yet.
No. So he's like, I don't buy it. I don't understand. This is like fake bacon. I don't get it.
And then we learn something crazy.
Yeah.
He has 2 teenage kids back home. And he told his family that he's just leaving town for work.
Bananas.
Because he does that a lot. Apparently leaves town for work. He didn't tell anyone he was coming to the United States. He didn't tell anyone he was leaving town.
Also, like, how old is he that he has 2 teenagers? I thought he was like 25.
I know. I mean, he's got to be... I mean, he could be like... he could be 30.
35.
And just had them really young. Or
so
mid-30s?
What's teen? 13.
He could be mid-30s.
Yeah.
I mean, he just had the kids really young.
Maybe they're twins. Maybe they're 2 twin 13-year-olds. I don't know.
Well, he said they're old enough to take care of themselves, is what he said. So maybe they're like 17.
Well, you never know. I mean,
I don't know. But he FaceTimes his mom to tell her, like...
Did someone just scream?
Yeah, it was Martin.
Okay. Do you need to check on anything?
No, Martin's home.
Oh, I thought someone just said, no!
He has the loudest voice I've ever heard in my life. So he FaceTimes his mom because he didn't tell his fucking mom that he was leaving.
Weird.
And then he says that he is like the head of household for his entire family and that he just left without saying goodbye. And he's like, I just worry about them because like I was the one who made all the money and I just left without saying goodbye. And he's like, I just need to live my life. So like,
crazy behavior.
I get that in a way that maybe he's just like sick of being the one paying for everyone, but you have 2 kids though.
Right. And it seems like now he just wants Ashley to be the person maybe who's going to be paying for everything.
Yes. So that's concerning.
Yeah. Also because I think they show in the next episode that I think he does tell his mom that he's in town or that he's in New York. And
he has extended family.
Yeah, and his phone still doesn't work in America for whatever reason. And Ashley is like, his mom is calling me like 7-8 times a day. Like, what is going on? This is weird. Like, she didn't know about me, and now she's calling like 10 times a day.
Yeah, because she's worried about that he has relatives in New York or like in and around New York, and so like they're calling her. The mom's calling, so she thinks that he's going to leave her and go get a visa and then go live with his family.
The whole scenario is weird and shady and
it's weird. They're both weird. He's I don't like him. He's shady.
To be honest, all these couples kind of suck.
They all suck.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Gino and Jasmine.
Right. They're fun, at least, to watch.
At least they're fun, yeah.
Yeah. Then there's Sophie and Rob, who also, like, really suck. And I don't even think they suck in a fun way that's interesting to watch.
Right.
Like, I think he's an asshole.
They're very Gibbery and Miona vibes.
Yeah. I'm like, they have no substance, and there's nothing interesting about these two people.
And, like, what's his face and the girl from, like, Sweden or whatever.
Yeah. Who ended up leaving
her name was Jasmine.
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
They like stopped filming them because they were so boring.
Yeah, they were so fucking boring.
So if you don't remember, Sophie and Rob met in like a biracial chat group or something, and Rob is the one who lives in Inglewood and doesn't have a bathroom. And Sophie, I guess, was like raised rich in London and Dubai, which is like this. Her background keeps getting weirder and weirder. Like, how rich is this woman? It makes no sense.
Yeah. So she's like in the bathroom and she's like, it smells in here. Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah, it's like an outhouse. I don't even understand. It's probably like a septic tank.
Yeah. And then this was kind of fucked up. We learned after the first night. After they had their whatever Taco Bell dinner in the courtyard, she got in bed and like passed out. Of course, because she'd been traveling all day.
Yeah.
And she said Rob was like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna fuck. Like, I'm a man.
Yeah. He was like, no, I'm getting like, he was like, this is the ice cream or like the cherry on the sundae. Like, and she was like, I was so tired. Like, I couldn't even unbutton my shirt. Like, it took, like 30 minutes just to unbutton my shirt because I was so tired and didn't want to have sex.
That's not okay.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, so you kind of raped her? Like
it's weird. Then she's like,
in this situation.
Eventually she's like, yeah, and it was, it was fine. Like,
I don't like the sound of this relationship at all. Yeah.
Was it fine? And then she keeps asking him like about moving or like going somewhere, and he gets so mad. He's like, you're used to all this bougie ass stuff. Having a bathroom in your apartment is not bougie. It's normal.
No. That's all, and that's literally all she's asking for. She's like, can we just move somewhere that has like indoor plumbing?
Get a studio apartment with a bathroom.
And he's like, you're a snob. And it's just, he's such an insecure little bitch.
Yeah.
That's what Rob, if you're listening, which you're not, you're an insecure little bitch.
He's so like defensive about it. And he's like, whatever, like, this is fine. This is normal. People live like this. Like, no, they don't.
Yeah. It's just
no,
like,
they don't. No, they don't.
And who is calling me? Shut the fuck up. Also, like, listen, some people do live like that and it's fine, but admit that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
just be like, yeah, I know.
Be honest about it.
It's cheap. That's why I live here. And sure, yeah, we can look for something eventually.
Just be like, hey, it's a work in progress and I'm sorry you're uncomfortable right now. And I hope in the future we can make more money and change it. Like, let me know how I can make it more comfortable for you while we're here.
Yeah, don't fucking gaslight her and be like, this is normal. This is fine.
Yeah, no, like, we're in a mansion. What are you talking about? Like, no, this is not a comfortable situation, especially for a woman to have to walk in a backyard in Inglewood to go to the bathroom at night. I wouldn't even go in my backyard at night. There's like raccoons and possums and like, I don't know. it's nasty.
Raccoons?
Yeah, I know. I'm scared. I'm terrified.
Robbers?
Spiders.
Oh, yeah. Bugs?
Bugs? Yeah, even for bugs. I don't want to go outside. No, thank you.
And then, so it turns out 2020, Rob was DMing with another girl and she like wanted to talk about it. And he was like, when are you going to let it go?
He's
like super pissed about it.
He's an asshole. And he's like, he said he'd never consider it cheating because they hadn't seen each other in 7 months. It's like, you weren't broken up. You're in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
You're not
cheating.
in an open relationship. And he's like, oh, it was just, one night and I was bored on the couch and this woman DM'd me and we were just, like DMing all night. It's not like a big deal. I hadn't even seen you in a long time. Like, excuse you?
Excuse you?
Like, what?
That's cheating.
So it's like, if I went on vacation for a week, like if you didn't see me for a week, then that's a free pass to do whatever you want. It's just, he's such a loser ass bitch.
Loser ass bitch.
He makes me I want to cyberbully him.
You want to cyberbully a lot of people.
I know. He's another person I want to fucking... you know what I want to do? I want to catfish him.
Oh my God. I wonder how many people do this with like reality stars. Like,
I bet that's funny. We should try.
No.
I know. I won't do it because that's bad karma. But by the way, there's a new season of Catfish if anyone watches that show.
That show's still on?
Oh, girl. Yeah, it's like season 10 or something with the best new host, Cammie. Have you ever seen Cammie as the co-host with your ex-boyfriend, Neve? For those of you who don't know, Neve and Melissa went on one date. Neve picked her up on a motorcycle.
Yes, we went to get cupcakes on Larchmont. And then I started dating someone else like a few days after. So like, we never really, what could have been, I could have been the co-host of Catfish.
So you would have been a great co-host. You actually would have been an amazing co-host of Catfish.
Fuck.
You should work on Catfish in like production. You'd be so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, why don't you say what you did? This is actually a perfect segue. Say what you did to Rob or about Rob with Rob.
It's very funny. So I wanted to know like where he lives or like find the listing for his apartment. Like I want to see how much it costs. So when they were walking the dog in the episode, I tried to see street signs, but it's so blurry. So I paused it and I saw a sign for a church. It was like the initials, NP, blah, blah, whatever. So I Googled it and there was like 3 churches that were like around Inglewood. So I did a street view and I found the one. And so I just did like, because they were walking in the median. And I'm like, okay, so if they're walking in the median, that means their street doesn't really have that much grass. Yeah. So I'm going to go looking around the neighborhood and I went down a couple streets and then I found a screenshot from the first episode where he was getting in his car.
This is insane.
And I saw the green garage and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna look for a green garage. So I like just did some Google Street View and I found it.
That's insane, Melissa.
And I found the Zillow for it. And there's because the house was sold like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago. So there's no updated photos. There's no photos of the backyard. So I couldn't see
where
all I see is like the front and like some sort of garage in the back, which I'm assuming is where he lives.
He must live in the garage.
Yeah, it's like a converted garage.
You're like that guy I love on Twitter. What's his name? Like Robalt or something. And he finds, someone will be like, I bet you don't know where I am right now. Right. And he'll find their location in like 10 minutes.
I felt like that guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Guys, watch out for Melissa. You don't want to get on the wrong side of Melissa.
But I know where he lives. I will not say I will not dox him.
We're not going to dox him, but Rob,
you too,
be careful, Rob.
You too can search.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just giving you the tools.
Yeah. For a small fee of $49.99 an hour, Melissa will help you find things.
Yeah.
He also takes her to Venice Beach. It was at this episode, which is like one of the worst beaches and dirtiest beaches in LA. There's
so many better beaches to go to.
Yeah, like Venice Beach, it's like famous because of bodybuilding in like the 70s.
But it's just like gross stores selling gross flip-flops.
Yeah, it's just like weed
street
stores,
performers, vendors.
crazy people, crazy topless people rollerblading and screaming at you about like
Jesus.
I don't know, Jesus is coming. Yeah, I mean, and he's like, "Isn't this beautiful? I moved here because the beach was calling me." And it's like, okay,
that's the worst beach. Go to fucking Santa Monica Beach, Malibu, Newport.
Totally.
Huntington.
Anywhere. Yeah. Manhattan Beach. And she's like, oh, well, I'd love to live on the beach. And Rob's like, it's never going to happen. Like, get a reality
see that house?
check.
That's $25,000 a month in rent.
Yeah. Which maybe the house, but the apartments in Venice are not that expensive.
No,
maybe they are now.
Not on the ocean.
And also, actually, Venice is really dangerous.
He could find a studio apartment with a bathroom inside. I would say maybe like $1,500.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like his apartment now, I bet he's paying like $500 a month for that or less.
Because I bet you it's not permitted.
No.
There's no way that's a permitted place.
That's a less than $500 a month apartment.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I hope that Sophie is not with him still. She deserves better. I don't know. So that's it. Then next week there's a new couple that we meet, but it's still not the mom in the closet. It's not the mom in the closet one, which I hope we get to meet soon because that's really all I'm looking forward to tell you the truth.
Next week is a Korean man who's dating a
white woman,
a white woman for the first time,
and he has to get consent, I guess, to date
her
to date a white woman or to date anyone.
I think anyone. Is that
I couldn't figure it out because he has to ask his parents. I couldn't figure out he had to ask his parents if he could date a white woman or date anyone. But
I think it's anyone. I don't know.
That makes more sense. Anyways, so that's that episode. Now we have 90 Day the Other Way, Season 5, Episode 16, Fuller House.
Fuller House.
We continue with Shekinah and Sarper. So Shekinah and Sarper meet with Shekinah's sister Shariah again. That sounds like a tongue twister because Sarper wants to apologize, aka probably Shekinah is forcing him to apologize. Shariah is dressed like a Bratz doll. She's dressed insane. I like her style, but she's wearing like this hat that it looks.
It's not
a
describe
Kangol.
it as a shower cap.
Yeah,
like a poofy. It looked like it was khaki material or something.
It's like if parachute pants, like if those drawstring parachute pants were a hat.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was so weird.
Yeah, it's not like a Kangol hat. It's
not attractive.
It's not a beret.
It's not it's like a brimmed beret, but it's made out of parachute pant fabric and beige, and it's like ribbed at the front like a shower cap. It's just like one of the ugliest hats I've ever seen, which is weird because she has good taste.
Maybe she knows something we don't. Maybe that's going to be in style
fashion
soon.
forward. But she is wearing a red, like cowboyish fringe jacket that I did enjoy.
Yes.
So she wants to know. Shariah says like, what happened after I left, and Shekinah was like, we only talked for a little bit, and I'm like, cool.
Okay.
You didn't talk after that disastrous conversation, like that disastrous night. And so to kind of go backwards. First, Shekinah goes to Shariah's hotel room to ask if she will see Sarper again.
Yes.
And they have a one-on-one conversation. And Shekinah says, I don't think you saw our connection or the side of him that I see.
That's all you need to see of him.
Yeah. And again, she's protecting Sarper.
Yes.
And Shariah says, I think the reason I didn't see any of that is because it's not there.
Correct.
She is correct. A good sister. Honestly,
yes.
like
she's like a normal sister.
Yeah, she just tells it as it is, and she's honest, and that's what you want. And like, she'd be a good friend. She probably doesn't. I bet you she doesn't have a lot of friends because she's so honest. She's the type of person who's like straightforward, straight shooter. So she's like, no, he just was like that because you were asking him questions and he got defensive. And Shariah's like, you should ask someone questions when you're dating them and like meeting them.
Yeah, you're trying to get to know them.
Yeah, that's what you do. Like, this whole thing is weird. And Shekinah's like, well, will you please, like, he wants to apologize to you. Will you please meet us for dinner? And she's like, okay. So they meet for dinner and she's there in her weird Bratz doll outfit. Sarper apologizes and says he has to work on himself for the sake of the relationship. And he's like, in fact, I want to post a photo tonight of me and Shekinah on Instagram. Like, will you take the picture of us? And I'm like, this is so cringe and so weird.
I know, it's so strange that like that's a thing that they want him to do. Like, you have to post her on Instagram. Like, it's such a weird...
Well, like,
I don't know.
I get it, but also I'm like, this is
weird.
What
this
you
is
think
how
is
you
gonna
show your love is posting a picture of someone on Instagram. Like, it's red flags.
What's even funnier is that we see next week he doesn't post it.
Because Shariah takes a photo of them.
Yeah.
To post, and I'm like, ain't no way that photo, like, it was
happening.
Just one shot. I'm like, oh no, that's the lighting was weird. That's not quality for that's not grid quality.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I didn't post. Oh, I forgot.
It's not happening.
Forget.
At first I thought that the reason he wanted that picture then was because she's in workout clothes. So she went to dinner in workout clothes and he was kind of like dressed nice. And I was like, oh, he wants to ask for the picture now because he knows that she won't want it on the internet because she's not all dressed up and primped and she won't want that to be the first photo. I was like, oh, this guy's smart. Like he's calculated. But then next week he doesn't post it and she's like, where is it? Like, post it. So I was like, oh, I guess she did want it up and he's not doing it. So this guy's shiesty as fuck. And he's like, oh, I forgot to do it. And then I'm like, so do it right now then. Do it right now. And it looks like he doesn't
What are you doing right now?
Do it right now.
What are you doing right now? On your phone.
So clearly it's just, I don't think anything's ever going to change between these two.
No.
And then we have Kim and TJ. The month-long wedding.
Still going on. It's still happening, but this is the final day.
Oh, I'm so tired.
I'm sick of this wedding. He comes in on a horse.
Sick as hell. Sick. He's so hot. I'm sorry.
He is really hot. And this horse has so much stuff on it.
I know, poor guy.
It reminded me of that I Think You Should Leave. It's like, I just have too much fucking shit on my body.
Too much shit on me.
I have too much shit on me.
Do it. I have too much shit on me.
He comes in on this horse. Kim's mom is there to like welcome him. Pinches his nose.
Yeah, I guess that's a tradition. Yeah, you pinch, the bride's mom pinches the groom on the nose.
There's so many traditions.
Yeah.
So many traditions. Fucking fireworks.
It's an event. It's like an elaborate event. My roommate in college was Indian and she got married in Thailand. And I didn't go to her wedding, but I was invited. And I remember seeing photos. Humble brag. I was invited.
I just didn't have time.
I didn't have time to go. I was really busy having a nervous breakdown and getting sober, so I couldn't actually go. But I saw photos and it was like the same thing. Like, it's incredible. It was beautiful and everyone was in like saris and it's looked insane.
It looks fun. He's having a great time.
He's jacked up. He is pumped up from the fireworks and the nose pinching.
nose pinching.
The horses.
He's getting along with Kim.
He's saying like the sweetest things about her. He's like, this is I get to I get to marry the love of my life. Like, this is the best day I've ever had. And I'm like, whoa.
And then her hair, I know her hair is straightened. It looks
so pretty.
It looks so much better.
She looks like, I was like, is she pretty? I'm confused. Like, she actually looked really pretty.
Yeah, no, that was a good look for her.
And her makeup looked good too.
Yeah, looking good. And then, they had 15 people were walking her down the aisle.
Insane.
And like her stepmom, they just kind of like move, and like the stepmom gets like moved to the back.
Yeah.
They're like,
she's
okay,
like
no, you go to the back. And she's like, and Kim is like, well, I didn't really like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because she just wanted her dad to walk her down the aisle, but it's like, nope, that's not. I wonder, because I do understand, like, I feel bad that there's things that she wanted to do that she doesn't get to do because of this, but like, they probably, in order for this to be official in America, have to have an American ceremony too, right?
I mean, I assume they just have to go sign a marriage
to the court
certificate.
or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that there's probably stuff that if she wanted to do it, they could do it in America. Like, she could have her dad walk her down an aisle or things like that, right?
Yeah, they could do a thing or something. I don't know. And then they did like 15 to 20 different ceremonies.
Crazy.
And then the final one is called 7 Promises, and it's at 4 a.m.
Okay, so this was what I thought was so funny. Is that, so I guess there's an astrologer, and the astrologer does the birth chart for both of the bride and the groom. And based on the birth chart, that says what time each ceremony is and what time the actual wedding will be. So TJ was like, some people will get married at like 3 p.m. and it will be like a daytime ceremony. Some people will get married at like 5 in the morning. And so they got married at like 4 in the morning or something. And I was like, if the astrologer said that me and my husband had to get married at 5 in the morning, I'd be like, sorry, you're not the right person for me. Like,
sorry, no. I mean, that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for me.
Yeah, I feel like you're not the right guy. Like,
yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Can you imagine having to 3 days in a row you're staying up, and then on your wedding night you don't even get married until 4 in the morning? Oh,
I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah, and Kimberly's like yawning. So like I would need so much cocaine or Adderall to stay up till 4 in the morning.
At least give them cocaine, right?
Yeah, that's got to be one of the ceremonies, like the cocaine and Adderall ceremony, so that you stay up.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But yeah, that's it for them this week.
Yeah, congrats to the happy couple.
Congrats to the happy couple.
I hope they really got a good night's sleep at some point. Got to sleep for a few days. My God. And then Kenny and Armando.
Kenny and Armando picking their egg donor.
Which is so funny.
It's funny because it turns out they have the exact same taste in women.
I wish we don't get to see because they're going through the photos on the website from this, I guess, egg donor website.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. They have to pick 5 women. And they're like, this one's nose is big. Like, no.
Yeah. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
This one's doing duck face.
Apparently they're picking all tall blonde women.
Oh, because I didn't hear the blonde. I was like, what do they look like, these women?
Yeah. The lady who's working there was like, it's mostly tall blonde women.
That's really funny.
Because I don't know whose sperm are they using?
Can they use both? I don't know how it works.
What do you mean both?
Can they use Kenny and Armando's sperm?
And then whatever
shoot
sperm
both
wins.
Yeah.
Whichever one wins.
Yeah.
Well, with IVF they only pick they pick one sperm.
What do you mean?
Only one sperm goes into the egg. But yeah, I guess they could combine the sperms and put them in a petri dish, and then whichever one gets in first.
Blend them up. I don't know.
I guess you could. I wonder if that is a thing.
We're gonna have to call Nurse Jasmine and Dr.
No,
Gino.
I guess you could do that, and then whichever sperm, whoever has the strongest sperm wins. I guess.
Yeah, and just like so, you don't really know whose sperm it's gonna be until the baby, or maybe you never know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think you would know because they're both. Whoever has like dark
white
hair,
and
dark
one's
eyes,
Mexican.
yeah, blonde hair, yeah. I wonder whose. Did they say whose sperm they were using?
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
Or maybe
And then they gotta
Armando's because
get-
Armando's younger.
I wonder, but like, I don't really think that it's just whatever healthy sperm.
Yeah, so they'll mix it in a blender.
Men can have
And-
kids up until they're like 80 or 90.
Yeah,
like
it's
their sperm
insane.
is.
I remember
yeah.
one of my friends in high school, or this kid I went to high school with, his dad was like literally like 85.
Was it Larry King?
No, but it was someone else. It was someone else who was like similar to that.
God.
One thing I thought that was funny was, I guess like I would think that in an egg donor website that the company would take the photos of the women.
That's what I would think too.
I thought they'd be like headshots taken by the company, but they were
Right,
saying
in
like
the clinic.
right. But the Kenny and Armando were like, oh no, this one's overly filtered. Like this woman's doing duck face. And I'm like, do you just send in Instagram photos? Like what do you?
Yeah, because I remember when I was helping Molly look for sperm donors, she would give me the login.
Oh my God,
and
that is so fun.
And what some companies had pictures and other companies didn't. And some companies had
boring.
photos of just them as kids.
Oh,
So
weird.
it was very different. But I think I don't actually remember seeing like a lot of adult pictures because it's like anonymous. So
Interesting.
yeah, it was just all like stats.
Maybe it's
and,
different in
like,
Mexico. Well, that's what I thought was funny too. I was like, do they even care about the stats of these people? It seemed like they were really just looking at the
yeah.
what they look like.
And I guess, yeah, they pick 5 because there might be some DNA or genes that aren't compatible.
Right,
And they just
right,
pick the
right.
one that's the best match.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would be more concerned about is like,
Yeah, I'd be like, are they smart?
yeah, who's smart? Who has the best DNA? Who's gonna have like, no diseases from our
Right.
like genes? Like that.
Yeah, like
seems
what's their
so
mental health
important.
history? Like that. I feel like that's
Yeah.
kind of like all, and the rest, like send them to Turkey and send the kid to
whatever.
Turkey and give them a nose job when they're
Who cares?
7. Whatever.
7. God, that's child abuse.
When did I have my first nose job? When was I? 13? I'm just kidding. Where am
13?
I? No, I was 16.
Wow.
My sweet 16 nose job.
Did you go to high school with a bandage on?
No. So how was I? How
Was
old
it spring
was I
break?
then?
Or was it summer?
It must have been
Summer
a break.
vacation?
It must have been summer vacation or something.
Wow.
Yeah. It didn't last though. Noses grow. Don't get a nose job when you're a kid. Your nose still
Right,
grows.
because your nose still grows.
Yeah, your nose grows.
Your nose
Anyways,
grows.
your nose grows. Speaking of things that are growing, Mary's stomach. She's like 4 months pregnant now or something crazy.
Yeah, something.
They're going darkest couple of all time. They're going dressed and suit shopping for their
shopping.
wedding. Brandan wants to wear a red suit. And Mary is like, why don't you wear a white suit? And I'm like, what's happening? What's going on here? What are you doing?
What? Okay.
And then Mary tries on a dress and it's like the ugliest dress I've ever seen in my life. It's like a Halloween
not
costume
good.
dress.
It's not good.
It's bad. I actually almost texted you yesterday. My boyfriend and I got in like a really big fight. And then he came over the next night and we were going to like talk about the fight. And I almost texted you being like, would it be funny if I went to a Halloween store and got like a bride Halloween costume? And then when he came over, I was wearing the bride Halloween costume.
And you'd be like, you want to go to the courthouse right now?
Yeah.
Let's do this. You could really committed to me?
Yeah. But I was like,
That
no,
would
I
be
have to
very funny.
serious. Yeah, they're looking at some of the ugliest clothes I've ever seen. She's wearing a kitty headband, which I also don't fully understand. The total of a suit and a wedding dress is $152 American dollars. And Brandan's like, can we afford that? And Mary's
and
like,
she's like, yeah, like this is a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, but like,
also that seems expensive for a thrift. It's clearly a thrift store, right?
I don't think that's a thrift store. I think that that's just like
a
store there.
I thought it was like a thrift store because I'm like, you could go to
maybe.
fucking Goodwill and get a wedding dress for like $20. Like it's really not that expensive. Like here, like a suit for like $20.
I don't know if that's.
I thought it was
been
a thrift
to a Goodwill
store
recently.
I
don't think you've been to a Goodwill. Yeah, no. Thrift is expensive these days. Even Goodwill, it's like
really.
It's hard to find anything cheap these days.
I usually find shirts for like $5, $5 or $6.
Oh, in your dream, sister.
Oh no, it's gone up.
Oh my God. Yeah, in your dreams. But she's like, they can hardly afford it.
Yeah.
And I'm
seems
like
a crazy thing to spend money on.
I'm like, you're gonna have a baby and you can hardly spare $150.
Well, they've got a new grift going.
Yeah, they got a new scam going.
Turns out they're selling cell phones.
Which, okay, so this is the weirdest thing. So they are working for some person or some company, and then people will contact Mary and Brandan on Facebook and say, I need a cell phone. And then Mary and Brandan will pick up the cell phone from whoever they're working for. And then they will drop off the cell phone to the person who needs the cell phone. The person will pay them. And then they get to keep $18 of that transaction. And I'm like, these are stolen cell phones, right?
Where are these phones coming from? It's the box said Narzo. So I looked it up and it's like it's like a $99 phone. It's like an Android type phone that like you can get overseas. It looks like an iPhone.
This doesn't make any sense. Like, hasn't someone else on 90 Day Fiance? Oh my God, yes. Okay. So it was on it was oh my God, it was Devin and Jung.
Yes.
And he was
Jihoon.
And he was getting stolen cell phones and then wiping them clean and reselling them.
Right.
That's how he was making money.
This could be what they're
That's what
doing,
this reminded
maybe?
me. That's like this.
I don't know.
This is so weird. Like, because this makes no sense monetarily unless the original person is getting the cell phones for free.
Yeah. Because so $18 of like $100 phone, like.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these cell phones fell off a truck or something.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
then the
They
person
fell off a
found
truck
them.
for sure.
Yeah. Or like or they were in customs and they knew someone in customs who took the phones and they've gone missing. Listen, game recognizes game. Make money how you need to.
It's better than that 20 cents they're making off selling snacks.
Yeah, but I'm like, their story is so dark that I'm just like, it's Paul and Karini all over again. Yep. I'm just like, this is not fun. This is sad to me.
And then they're catching frogs.
I had to fast forward through like a lot of this part.
Yeah, I didn't watch. They're gonna make frogs and rice.
They're literally, it's nighttime and they have a trash bag and they're going out into the backyard and they're just catching like frogs that are in the grass. And they're throwing them in they're big and they're throwing them in the trash bag to make frog stew, which I understand is cultural and also socioeconomic. Like they can't afford food, so they have to catch their own food, and frogs are there and they're cheap. But I'm like, this is also sad. Like, this is another thing. Like, we're seeing extreme poverty here. And it shows them, like, cutting off the head. And then they're like...
You never had to dissect a frog in high school?
I had to do a fetal pig, which was even grosser.
What?
Yeah, I did a fetal pig. A pig fetus. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I know, it was gross. You could opt out of it if you wanted to, but I think I did it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a whole ass like pig.
We dissected like owl pellets.
Oh, I did owl pellets too. That was kind of cool.
A frog, but like it was a frog that they used over and over. It was just like nailed down.
Did they like
just
sew it back up?
Well, I think it was like, well, we didn't actually cut it open. It was just like a display.
Oh, I like cut the pig open.
Oh no. How big was it?
It was like a pig fetus.
Like this
it was
big?
it was like a stillborn pig.
No.
Fetus. Yeah. Sorry, guys. But the owl pellet was fun. Did you put like a mouse together after?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You like collect the bones and then put together a mouse.
The bones.
Yeah. Science was like fun at points. Mm-hmm. That's where I learned about mixing together sperm. And shooting it in an egg.
Is fun.
You know what? Science kind of good.
You know what?
Science kind of good. And then,
but also like I'm wondering. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't really have a choice of what she eats, but like I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to eat frog legs when you're pregnant, just because of like listeria or any sort of food poisoning. But like I don't. That's probably not a thing there.
Also, how like a lot of frogs are poisonous, right?
There are some. I mean, I'm sure those look like just regular ass like bullfrogs or garden your swamp
There's a
frogs.
garden variety swamp bayou frog.
You know, whatever frogs you find in your backyard. So those they I'm sure they're fine. And they cook them, they boil them.
Yeah. Brandon's like the first time I ate a frog, like they told me that it was baby chickens, which is like also gross. And what does that even mean? They were like, it's baby chicken stew. And then when I really liked it, they admitted it was frogs, which makes me think, okay, so if they told you it was baby chicken stew, are the frogs just whole? Like, do they not chop up the frog?
I would assume it's just the meat parts. Like it was probably just like, you know how you could do shredded chicken.
Right. So then why would they say baby chicken though? Why wouldn't they just say chicken?
I don't know. Just chicken. Yeah. Weird. I don't know.
Because that made me think that it
was a thing
in its shape. Like it was like actually, and that's why they said baby chicken. So to make you think like, okay, so it's
because they cut off its head. So it's got, maybe they cut off the, I don't know.
I was like, no, this is all insane. Everything about this is I don't like it.
Yeah, I bet it was just the
So then he's like, his mom is coming into town.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we're going to play that prank on my mom. We're going to tell her it's baby chicken stew and it's actually going to be frogs. And I'm like, your mom is already miserable.
Yeah.
She hates Mary. She hates coming into this situation. She kind of hates you. Now you're going to feed her backyard frogs? Like, let's not.
Don't feed your mom backyard frogs.
Yeah, she's also like a month sober. Like she's unhinged. Like she's like newly sober. Like do not feed this woman a frog. She's gonna lose it and kill everyone.
Yeah, she is not. She is already sick of everyone's bullshit. She is about to go off. So she gets there, and she already doesn't like Mary. Like fair enough.
Yeah, and Mary's being a bitch.
And they're just like, it's so awkward.
It's a weird
like Mary's
standoff.
just standing there with her arms crossed, like scowling at her. And it's like, just fucking say hi or something. It's so weird.
She's almost worse than Sarper to Shariah. It's like so awkward.
And then like Mary's eye is swollen. Did you notice that?
Yeah, she has like a sty or something.
Yeah.
It's like
those frogs.
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like Woogie from Something About Mary. Do you remember when he would get all the styes everywhere? Or you get like when he got anxious? That's like Mary. She got a anxiety sty in her eye.
Yep. And then that's kind of it. And then did you see the preview for next week?
Yeah. What do you think happened?
I don't know. Danielle says something to Johan and is like, that's disgusting. Get the fuck out of my house. That is awful and disgusting. So what do you think?
Like,
did he
must
cheat
have
on her?
cheated or something. Like that's the only thing I could think.
Yeah.
Like what else would be disgusting? Unless he he didn't flush or something. Like, I don't even know. Like, what's disgusting? I don't know.
He made frog legs for
Yeah,
her.
he made frog stew. It's just good. That would be disgusting. That's how I would act.
Yes.
Finally, we have Last Resort, season 1, episode 11, The Last Text. It seems like next week might be the finale or the reunion.
I wonder if they're going to do a reunion with this show.
I don't know how it's going to. Oh, next week is the commitment ceremony.
Commitment ceremony.
Or recommitment ceremony,
which
or whatever
should be the last episode. I'm sure. I don't know if there's going to be a reunion.
Who knows?
After this? I don't know. Who knows?
So it starts with Ed. Oh, that giant chessboard.
Giant fucking chessboard again.
I'm dying to go to a hotel. Oh, actually, I have been to a hotel with a chessboard.
Was
in
anyone
San Diego. It was gross. No, it was like weird. It was one of those hotels that had like a DJ by the pool.
Oh, like
that's
Vegas.
the vibe. That's like a chessboard vibe, I think.
That's a chessboard. Yeah, gross.
Yeah. So Ed is saying that Jovi and Yara are like a cardboard couple and that they only care about surface stuff.
He said like they only care about their looks and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid.
Okay, Ed.
Yeah. They go out on a boat, all of the couples, and it is disastrous.
Except for Kalani and Asuelu.
Oh, yeah, because they have private couples counseling, which is also disastrous. This whole episode is like dark and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they talk about how the boys went to the strip club on the boat. And, Ed says, Jovi, why don't you tell Yara who you've been texting?
Ed is such a narc.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Yara should know, but also he's a terrible friend.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not a good friend. That's for sure.
He sucks. He sucks. Yeah. He's a narc. I don't like him, but also I'm glad he brought it up.
I'm glad he brought it up too. Ed only looks out for himself and for the camera, like he just wants, that's all he wants. Also, I realized, first of all, Angela is on the boat too with Michael on an iPad on the stick.
It's so funny. It is so funny.
I also realized through watching this that they don't have this boat rented out, that there's like also other people on this boat, which I thought was really funny.
Oh,
yeah, this is like not a private boat. Yeah. Because there's a point where production has to come in and they're like holding people back. And I'm like, oh my God, there's other people on this boat because they pan out. And I'm like, maybe it's more production, but I'm like, oh my God, people are watching them. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
So Jovi admits that he was texting this girl. What's her name? Jasmine, or what is everyone's name? Jasmine. What was the stripper's name again?
Is it Jasmine?
I don't
Probably
remember.
Is Jasmine.
Yeah, he's like, I was texting her. We just wanted to have fun, and we just wanted to go to the clubs. He says going to strip clubs is like living in fantasy land. He says Yara has a conservative view of sex because of her culture, and that's why she doesn't like or understand strip clubs.
No.
No.
What are you talking about? No.
There's no woman on earth who's like, I want my husband to go to a strip club. It makes perfect sense why a man would want to be at a strip club all the time when he's married with a kid.
Yeah. And he tells Yara to shut up. While they're
not cool.
Yeah.
You kind of have this written, but he's like very, very low energy. And I think Angela was like, is Jovi hungover? Like, why is he acting so weird? His vibe is very like hungover, like Coke come down.
Well, that's what I was wondering why he's texting the stripper. He's like, I just wanted to party. Like he was looking for some cocaine.
Yeah, I think that I didn't realize that until you just wrote it in the doc.
Yep.
That's very much the vibe.
That just seems like what he was looking for.
That just made me think of something else. So we talked about last week. Remember, everyone was passed out in the car on the ride home. Like Ed was fully reclined and Asuelu was so wasted. And I was like, Jovi's the only one who like didn't seem drunk.
Right.
I bet you he did that. Yay.
Oh, that's what he was
feeling
doing.
it today. He's on that coke come down, and that's why he's so aggressive and like out
that's
of it.
That's why he slept till like 1 p.m. or something.
Yeah. Oh my God, this makes perfect sense. Oh my God. Yeah. Ooh,
and
boy.
then Ed continues to call Jovi out and says like he wanted the stripper to come hang out with the guys. And Angela is just shaking her head. She's like, like holding Michael on the
it's holding the stick. It's so funny. I would watch a whole show of just Angela and Stick Michael.
It's so funny. And she's like, watch yourself because Mima is listening.
Yeah, Mima is pissed. I do like Angela's transition because if you remember in the first few episodes, Angela was like fighting with the other women. And she was hanging out with the boys. Like she was fighting with Yara. She was fighting with Liz. And now she's a girl's girl. And I like this arc for her.
Yes, I like her on team girls.
Yeah, I like her being a girl's girl.
Yes.
Then Yara throws a drink at Jovi. And which I fully support. I don't love throwing drinks, but I support it due to Jovi saying shut up and just being like, I just want to have fun. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
you don't get it.
Not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. And then one thing that kind of sucks is Ed is like, because then Jovi, of course, is like, Ed, you touched a stripper and, you know, your head was in a stripper's boobs. And Ed is like, well, why don't you explain to your daughter why you love strip clubs? And then Jovi and Yara are like, don't bring my daughter into the situation. And I think that's when Jovi gets up to almost like fight Ed.
Like your ass is grass, or what he says, something like gets up and
bully.
like pumps his arm like he's gonna get into a fight.
And then like production kind of gets up. Yeah, you're too coked out to hit anyone right now.
Then there's like a whole commotion, and then I love how they do like a point of view shot from Michael's iPad. Like it's all like, the footage is all grainy. It's like Michael watching the fight.
Like what is Michael? I can't tell. Like this is just Michael's like watching TV like us. Like Michael's just watching like we are. It's so funny.
It's so funny. He's just there, just like what's going on.
And then I can't even really remember how it happens. Like Liz somehow intervenes, and Ed gets pissed off about it.
Yeah, for like standing up for Yara.
Yeah, he's like, don't intervene. Like, it makes me seem small, or like it makes me seem like a coward. It's like, you're such a little bitch. All these guys are such little bitches.
Yeah. And then Jovi apologizes, or like tries to apologize. And Yara's like, you can put that apology to your fucking anus.
Yara's funny.
It was very funny.
Yara's funny and cool. They just posted a photo of them dressed as the Addams family for Halloween. And I'm like, oh, they're still together. That
they're
sucks.
Still together. Of course they're still together.
Yeah. Ugh. And then she says something so sad.
It was so sad because Jovi keeps telling Yara, like, it's not a big deal that I'm into strippers. And she's like crying. She's like so insecure because she doesn't know why he likes strippers. Yeah. She's like, I work out all the time. I look perfect. Like, I know I had a baby and my body changed. But Jovi has always been telling me that if I will not be good looking, he will not be with me.
Like, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, bye.
That's fucked up that he said that to her.
And if you guys remember from past seasons, like after Yara had the baby, she was super insecure about her boobs because Jovi would say stuff about her boobs, being like, your boobs don't look like they used to, or he like said stuff about her nipples and stuff that made her super insecure. And it's just this is one of the things is like Jasmine and Yara, who I think at their best are very funny, like quick-witted, smart.
Yes.
Like Jasmine has like a master's degree or something. Like we don't ever talk about that because all we see is the crazy. Yeah. Because they're with these loser ass men who make them feel insecure. And they're both beautiful. I mean, listen, Jasmine's a nutter butter, but Yara, I think, is like smart and wonderful and pretty. And she does not need to change for this Neanderthal bayou loser.
Jovi's gross. He is a gross, like he's not an attractive man.
No,
Maybe
in any
he needs
form.
to fix his face.
Yeah, he needs to fix a lot of things, in my opinion.
In my opinion.
Oh, and I almost forgot about like the main thing of the episode. Okay, so then
Kalani and Asuelu.
Yeah, Kalani and Asuelu have couples counseling, and it is dark.
Oh, it's dark.
Yeah.
It is dark.
So
Kalani tells Asuelu about Dallas, her dude, visiting. So what happened that morning was Asuelu texted Kalani and asked if he could come over and watch the kids while she showered. And he was like, well, where are you? And she's like, I'm not here. And he tried to FaceTime her and she was not having it. So Kalani admits that she was with Dallas and he was like, what happened? And she's like, well, I initially went there to talk and then, and then other stuff happened. And Asuelu is like
he's
freaking
a nervous
out.
Breakdown. Yeah, he's like
having a nervous breakdown.
Panic attack.
It's he's losing his mind. He's like freaking out and panicking. And who are they? Like the therapist or whatever is like, so what do you want to do? Or, like, do you want to break up? And Kalani's like, yeah. Like Kalani says she wants a divorce.
Yeah, because she realized, I guess, like Asuelu, I think we talked about this last time, had been clearing his cell phone messages.
So he's still cheating.
Yeah, and Kalani was like, whether or not he was doing anything bad, like I realized that every time he was on his phone, I was going to be wondering if he was cheating. So I just unblocked Dallas and he said he wanted to visit. And I went and like, I realized that I can't just be in this relationship where no matter what happens, I'm going to be wondering if this man is cheating on me. And then also we've learned since then that that their second child was the result of a sexual assault by Asuelu to Kalani. So
yes,
I'm glad that they're divorced or getting a divorce.
Get out, girl.
Yeah, get out. And best of luck to Kalani and Dallas if they're still together or whatever makes her happy. I hope. Whatever makes her happy. Anyways, that are the episodes. That are the episodes. If you have any insider information, please let us know. And next week we will be back and we will see who recommits or doesn't recommit. That is all. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And that's all, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's another 90-day fiance, baby. Oh, it's another 90-day fiance recap.
Powered by Acast.